Now, sorry guys, still loading. I don't know what's happening today. It's taking long to. Can you all see my whiteboard? Can you all see my whiteboard? Chris, I'm not sure because I remember for me, I'm going to start marking today. I just collected my scripts yesterday. So I'm going to start marking today. So immediately when I finish, I think they will surely. But if I start today, I'm giving myself today and tomorrow. Yeah, because there are about 3 groups. Can you see now? But immediately when I finish, and then I will just release the marks. Okay, I'm just going to send the marks and they'll release the marks. Okay, but I'm going to push today. I'm going to push. Okay, yes. Please, so far we did our journals. We call them subsidiary journals, and as you can see, please help me. Give me those subsidiary journals that you know so far. Give me the first one that you remember. You can write on the chat. You can use the audio. So, which subsidiary journals do you remember? Any subsidiary journal. You can write it on the chat. You can use the audio. So you can. Thank you, Chris. Chris wrote them quickly for me. Thank you, Chris, for that. I'm just gonna put them quickly here. I'm just writing them quickly. Thank you for that, Chris. Let me just put them here quickly here. Okay. Thank you. So these are the subsidiary journals which we did. We need to understand. Remember, you were assessed on the first 2. So the first 2 is the ones that you were assessed on. Why? Because the first 2 were under unit number 4. And it's not the first 3. So that's why we need to understand all these journals. Can you see now? Like we said before, just to recap, if you don't understand, guys, you must ask. I'm going to write something now. So inflow. Just writing quickly, guys, of cash, just to remind some of you before I continue. And then the other one here, outflow, cash. Other one is also outflow of cash. And then the other one, only sold on credit. I'm still writing, guys, it will come. Returns goods sold on credit. Then all items bought credit. Then returns of items bought on credit. I'm almost there. Okay. Remember this, guys? I just wrote for you here. Remember all these things. We spoke about all these things. Remember, we have got these journals, but you must know, understand which transactions to record in this journal. So I'm just recapping. I know that you know how you know this, so you need to be careful. You need to be careful here. Okay. But like we said, sometimes when you record, you can find that there is this transaction which you cannot record in one of these journals. Can you see now? So remember we said if a transaction cannot be recorded in one of these journals, it means the only option where you can record is this journal. Okay? So the GJ is the journal that you're going to use to record the transactions which cannot be recorded in these journals. Okay? So I hope you understand, guys. If you understand, guys, let me see on the chat so that before I continue with my GJ, you able to understand. I think you're just unlucky because with the other group, when I did this, it was in class. It was nice in class, you know, having questions from them. But even here online, guys, you can still ask questions because you can see what I'm doing. So if you understand what I've just said here, please let me see yes, 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 yeah, so that we can continue. Like I said, all the other journals, we know what to record. As you can see, I wrote for you. Thank you, Jen. And then, but GJ is for all those transactions. Let me just write it down. All those transactions which cannot be recorded in the other journals. Other journals, I'm referring to the above journals. Journals. Okay, so please make sure that you remember this. So you remember all those transactions which cannot be recorded in the other journals or the above mentioned journals. Can you see now? So as long as you can see that that transaction cannot be recorded here. Okay, guys. So this is the basic that I just wanted to talk about, guys, before we continue. So if you don't have any question, guys, I'm just going to share the slide whereby we are going to talk about the general channels. So as long as you understand, guys, I understand. Okay. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Let me share this so that we can understand better. Just wait for a moment. Just waiting for the system because we don't have a choice. We must just wait for the system. Okay. Okay. Now, still loading, still loading. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Can you see a general channel looks like this? So you can see it's a little bit different from what we did before. If you can check the other journals, they were a little bit different, those other journals. Okay, so we are going to make sure that we understand how to deal with those journals. Okay, so please, as you can see here, we've got document number. I think by now you know what is a document number. And then again, we need to have what we call the day, and thereafter we must have the details, and we must have the folio, and thereafter you need to have the debit and the credit. So this one, we need to understand our account equation before we can go and record. Okay, so if you have any question on this format, guys, let me know so that I can explain it better to you. If you do have any question regarding. Okay, so no problem. So I'm gonna let me I just wanna scroll to the next one. So let me just bear with me for now, guys. The system is a bit slow. I'm just waiting for it. That's the format, guys, that you're going to use. So let's just wait for the system again to respond. But for time being, again, you can ask a question, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you can ask a question. Just a few seconds. They will be released soon. I think they still I think they will release the tests. So yeah, so I'll check with them so that they can do that. There's another question here. Another question. Yes, I think, yeah, Jay, you will be writing on campus. Yeah, because we've been writing the test on campus. So you'll be writing on campus. So yeah, that's how it's going to be. Okay. Okay, no problem, guys. I think the system is ready. But we must make sure that we are ready for the exam, guys. We can't fail exam. So ICE task, guys, I'm going to submit today. So yeah, so unfortunately, those who are going to send me today, after today, I'm going to give you until today. So if you don't send me today, tomorrow I'm going to submit. Yeah, okay. Now, so if you look at this, these are just the transactions which I gave you as an example, the ones that you can find, the transactions that you can record in the GJ. Remember I said these transactions cannot be recorded in the other journals. That is the key point, okay? So this means, as you can see here, we've got non-cash contribution. Remember, capital contribution. Remember, if the owner brings something to the business, we call it capital. But remember, the owner can bring anything. The owner can bring cash. The owner can bring something that is not cash. So for example, the owner can bring the vehicle to the business. The owner can bring building, can bring furniture. As long as that contribution is not cash, it will come to the GJ. So you must be careful. Let me ask you a question. What if the contribution is cash? Where will you record this? If the contribution was in the form of cash, where will you record this contribution? Because this one goes to GJ. GI, yes, GI said CBR. Thank you so much. Google it. I think you meant CBR. Yes, thank you so much, Christine. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you are correct. So you must be careful. Before you record, be careful, guys. The magic word here, as you can see, is when we say it must be non-cash. Can you see now? It must be non-cash. This makes the difference. Non-cash, as you can see here. So that makes the difference. So you must make sure that you understand it. Now, the other one, if you can go there, the interest, as you can see, the interest charged to debtors. So remember, debtors are people who owe you. If they don't pay you, you charge them interest. And again, sometimes you can be a creditor because you owe someone. If they charge you, that will be going to the GJ. So you need to be careful here. Can you see? I just said the one that is charged to debtors. So I'm very specific here. And the other one must be the one that it is charged by the creditors. In other words, they charge us here. So you need to be careful. Why? Because sometimes they'll give you an interest. As long as you see the interest that is on the bank statement, that interest won't go to the GJ. Remember, these two, because they are charged to debtors, they go to the GJ. Who can tell me, what about interest that is charged or that I see on the bank statement? Where will we record them? The one that you see on the bank statement. Google it, you said CBR. Thank you so much. Only if you receive that interest, it's going to be CBR. So what if you paid? Thank you, Daniel. CBR. So if you receive that interest, it's going to be CBR. So if you paid, thank you so much, Jay, this is going to be CBP. So you need to be careful. Thank you, Christine. You need to be careful where you see the interest. You only come to the GJ if the interest was charged to the debtor and the interest was charged by our creditor. That's all we need to know. Can you see that? And you must know that the interest, obviously, you know, the interests are not vetable. You must know that you don't have to charge VAT on interest. They are exempt. Can you see now? So any interest is exempt. So even if they're asking you to record the interest, do not calculate the VAT on interest. The interest is exempt. Okay. Now, the next one is the drawings. I think you all know the drawings. Remember, drawings is when the owner takes something for own use from the business. So if the owner takes something for own use from the business, he either he takes maybe cash, sometimes non-cash. So he can take 500. It's okay, it's cash, but sometimes he can take goods from the business. Sometimes he can take what we call furniture from the business. Those are called non-cash items. Can you see now? So those non-cash items, if the drawings is in the form of a non-cash, it must go to the GJ. The question is, what if the drawings is a cash in the form of cash? Where are we going to record that particular drawings? CBPG, thank you so much. Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you so much, Chris. 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 I appreciate that. Okay. Hello, Angela. Hello, Caleb. Hello, Keegan. Hello, Kumo. Hello, Luna. Hello, Mbongeni. Hello, Megan. Hello, Lutando. No Lutando. Hello, Tato. Hello, Tyreek. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay. I hope you all understand, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, you know, guys, you need to understand these things because they will affect you when you record. Okay. Hola, hola. Now, let's go to the next one. Settlement discounts. This is very much important, as you can see. I'm talking about the settlement discounts. Sometimes we as a business, we give discounts. That's how we grant. So when we grant, it means we give discount to what? So the settlement discount granted are given to debtors. So the settlement discount received is when the creditors give us the discounts. So as you can see here, it's all about receiving it. Sometimes we receive the interest, the settlement. Sometimes we grant. Like I said, we grant to our debtors. As you can see here, these are our debtors. Can you see? This is where we grant, but we receive the interest. We receive the not the interest, sorry, the settlement from what? We receive this from what? From the creditors. Can you see now? So you need to know what's going on here. So any settlement discount must go to the GJ. It must have the word settlement discount. In other words, a debtor must be in the process of paying you and you end up giving them discount. Here we've got an account, we owe our creditors, and now we're trying to pay them, they give us the discount. So we need to understand this too. I hope everyone understands. Okay. The next thing is called credit losses. And sometimes we call them what? Bad debts. Remember, here is a situation whereby when you don't pay your account, they write you off. So here we write off the debtors. Can you see now? So if your debtor does not pay and we keep calling them, we end up writing them off. So bad debts are debts off. So I'm just going to write it for you here, written off. Okay, so it is very much important to understand this. So they are written off. So in other words, a customer or a client does not pay his account and we follow up on the account, they don't cooperate. What do? We cancel them as bad debts. So the bad debts, again, they will always go to the GG, okay? And again, they attract VAT. Why? Because by the time when we sold these goods, We did calculate that. So even if you write off the debt, so you must also write off the VAT. So, but I'm going to show you how to do that. I hope everyone is following. Okay, no problem. The last one, as you can see here, is the correction of errors. Sometimes you can find that, let me give you a practical example. Sometimes you can find that, let's say you have got two accounts. I'm just going to just use an account. I think by now you understand the accounts. Let's say you've got two accounts like this. The other one, remember, I think you know the size by now. The left is debit, the right is credit. Ne? Let's say here I've got equipment. I'm just giving you a practical example. And then the other one is repairs. So let's say, for example, you repaired equipment. And remember, if you repair equipment, those repairs are expenses. Let's say, for example, by mistake, you come to the debit side of, let's say the repairs were 5,000. So you come to the debit side of equipment. Can you see now? This is a mistake that you made. Can you see now? So in other words, you need to correct this error. So if you correct this error, it means you must take it out and take it toward repairs. So how can you take it out? I'm just giving an example. Don't stress about this. I'm just gonna say repairs, for example. I'm just still writing. And then let's say it's 5,000. I'm gonna take it out of this account. See now? You see now? I'm gonna take it to repair. So under repairs, I must go and put it what? On the debit side. Remember, I made a mistake initially, so now I'm correcting the error. Can you see now? So if you can check, this side is credit for equipment. Can you see now? And this side is debit. So this is the correction of error that I'm talking about. If I'm so you record it under the debit by mistake, now you take it out. That's why you put it on the credit and you take it to the repairs. So this is the correction of error. Again, if you see the correction of error, we are going to record under what? Under the GJ. Can you see now? So I just want you to understand just the basics when it comes to what? To this kind of information. So any questions, guys? Do you think that you got something? Do you think that you got something on this slide? The theory. I'm just interested in the theory for now. Only the theory. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So this is how the theory looks like. Okay. I'm happy.